Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge Fate Stay Night Remastered, und zwar in der Plotline von Unlimited Bladeworks. So, wir haben ja gerade Kire Kotomine getroffen und verlassen jetzt die Kirche. It's windy. I suppose part of it is being atop a hill. The breeze is stronger than below, and the chill that pierces my cheeks has a stronger bite.
Shiro, 話は終わりましたか?
Yeah, I've been made aware of more than I could ever want. About the Holy Grail War and Masters too.
それでは
She leans forward and pierces me with a stare. That's only natural. The decision that I make is her business too. Yeah, I don't know if I'm fit for it, but I decided to fight and be a master. I'm sorry that I'm an amateur, but do you still agree to take me on as a master saber?
納得するも何もありません。あなたは初めから私のマスターです。この身はあなたの剣になると誓ったではないですか。
That moment flitters through my mind. That's right, yeah, it makes me relieved hearing you say that. I take a deep breath and face Saber again. Shake on it, then. Let's do our best, Saber. I extend my right hand. I don't know anything about the relationship between master and servant, and what we need to do moving forward. But at the very least, I want to start out on the right foot. Saber, oh, are you against shaking hands?
いいえ、そんなことはありません。ただ突然だったので驚きました。
Saber says as she takes my hand in hers.
今一度誓いましょう。あなたの身に霊樹がある限り、この身はあなたの剣になると。
Aber auch schon, as long as you have your command spells. Also, sobald du die command spells nicht mehr hast, sagt sie, fick dich oder was? Okay, I still don't understand everything, but it's good to have you. Since Saber is so serious, I'm not alone. Come to think of it, this is an odd sight. Under the stars in the winter night. I'm shaking hands with a girl I just met and exchanging words like some magical contract.
その分じゃ放っておいても良さそうね、あなたたち。
I hastily let go of her hand. When I turn around, there's Tosaka and that knight in the red coat standing there.
仲いいじゃない。さっきまでは話もしなかったのに大した変わりようね。何？セイバーのことは完全に信頼したってわけ？
No, that's not it. Wait, I guess you're right. I don't know anything about Saber yet, but we are going to work together from now on.
そう。ならせいぜい気を張りなさい。あなたたちがそうなった以上、私たちも容赦しないから。
I tilt my head. It takes me a second for it to sink in.
あのね、私たち敵同士だって理解してる？
Nein.
ここ
Versteht
ま
er
で連れ
nicht.
てきてあげたのは、あなたがまだ敵にもなっていなかったからよ。けど、これでエミヤ君もマスターの一人でしょ？なら、やるべきことは一つしかないと思うけど。
Well, that's true, but why I don't intend to fight you, Tosaka.
はあ、やっぱりそうきたか。参ったな。これじゃあ連れてきた意味がないじゃない。
Tosaka drops her shoulders.
リン。
何？私がいいって言うまで口出しはしない約束でしょ？はーちゃん。
それは承知しているが、このままでは拉致が開くまい。相手の覚悟など確かめるまでもない。倒しやすい敵がいるのなら遠慮なく叩くべきだ。
そんなこと言われなくても分かってるけど。
分かっているのなら行動に移せ。それとも何か？君はまたその男に情けをかけるのか？まさかとは思うが、そういう事情ではあるまいな。
Doch.
そんなわけないでしょ？
Doch. Ganz Sie hat ganz bestimmte Gründe.
ただこいつには借りがあるじゃない。それを返さない限り気持ちよく戦えないだけよ。
また難儀な。では私は消えるぞ。借りとやらを返したのなら呼んでくれ。
The red knight archer disappears. Or rather, I just can't see him anymore. According to Tosaka, servants are spirits. Saber says that she can turn into spirit form. But I'm sure she could easily if she was Tosaka's servant, since Tosaka is a functional master. Tatsächlich nicht. Well, aside from that. Hey Tosaka, that thing you owe me. Are you talking about what happened earlier?
そうよ。形はどうあれ、エミヤ君はレイジを使ってセイバーを止めたでしょ。だから少しは遠慮してあげなくちゃバランスが悪いってこと。
Balance, huh? You care about weird things, Tosaka.
ええ、分かってるわ。こんなの心の贅肉だって理解してるわよ。けどしょうがないじゃない。私借りっぱなしって嫌いなんだから。
She nods and turns away.
けどこんなのは期間限定のサービスなんだから。明日になったら容赦しないから、せいぜいセーバーと作戦でも立てなさい。
So this is only for today?
そうよ。まあここまで連れてきたのは私だし、その町に戻るぐらいまでは面倒見てあげるわ。
Ist das nicht normalerweise die andersrum? Where Tosaka starts walking without looking back at us.
行きましょう、シロ。彼女の言う通り、ここに長居するのは良くない。
And not to save and follow Tosaka. Then, the three of us descend the hill. It might be because Tosaka took the lead, but we make our way back without any conversation. There's a simple forked road ahead of us. One path leads to the main street, going towards the front of Shinto Station, and the other leads to the big bridge connecting to Miyama. Tosaka stops in front of the intersection. Tosaka, aren't you coming? We should head to the bridge if we are going home, right?
悪いけどここからは一人で帰って。エミヤ君にかまけてて忘れてたけど、私だって暇じゃないの。せっかくシントにいるんだから探し物の一つもして帰るわ。
You look for something? As in other masters?
そう。あなたがどう思っているか知らないけど、私はこの時をずっと待っていた。7人のマスターが揃って聖杯戦争っていう殺し合いが始まるこの夜をね。ならここでおとなしく帰るなんて選択肢はないでしょ。セイバーを倒せなかった分、他のサーバントでも仕留めないと気が済まないわ。
There is no hesitation in Tosaka's eyes. That made me realize. Tosaka is a mage. Her knowledge and attitude as a mage are set. I wonder why.
だからここでお別れよ。義理は果たしたし、これ以上一緒にいると何かと面倒でしょ。きっぱり別れて、明日からは敵同士にならないと。
Why does she have this part of her that's the opposite of a mage? Tosaka didn't explain the rules out of a sense of duty. She just wanted to be fair, and after figuring out my circumstances, supported me. So now that the situation is clear, it goes back to how it was before. As a master, I will be a target for battle from now on. Despite all that, Tosaka made sure to clear the air first. For her, everything that happened tonight was unnecessary. It will just be a pain if we are in each other's faces. If that's how she really feels, she shouldn't have gotten involved to begin with. But she isn't dumb. So she must have known this is how it would go. And yet, still, she helped out, all without thinking about cost or benefit. The Tosaka in front of me is so different from the one I see at school. Even putting it nicely, she is harsh and cranky, a real sourpuss, and so different from what she normally projects that it makes me want to scream. What's up with the way you act at school? Man, she almost seems like a fraud. Yet still, Tosaka-rin is also exactly how everyone thought she was. Yeah, Tosaka, you are a good person.
何よ突然。おだてたって手は抜かないわよ。
Ich mag Tosaka so gerne. Sie ist halt einfach so ein cooler Charakter. I know that. Because she won't go easy on me. It will be a pain to also be on the lookout for me. That's what she is saying. I know, but if possible, I don't want to be enemies. I like people like you. For some reason, Tosaka falls silent. these deserted suburbs. The church that looms in the distance and the stillness of the foreigner cemetery that spreads over the hill feels strangely warm now.
とにかくサーバントがやられたら迷わずさっきの教会に逃げ込みなさいよ。そうすれば命だけは助かるんだから。
Oh, I got it. I don't exactly like the idea, but I will keep it in mind. Highly doubt it will happen though. No matter how I look at it, I will die before Saber does. Tosaka reacts strangely again. She lets out a deep sigh, as if she is fed up with me and glances at Saber.
いいわ。これ以上の忠告は本当に感情移入になっちゃうから言わない。せいぜい気をつけなさい。いくらセーバーが優れているからってマスターであるあなたがやられちゃったらそれまでなんだから。
Tosaka turns around and starts walking towards Shinto. However, she stops dead in her tracks as if she saw a ghost.
お話は終わり?
Oh, a youthful voice echoes through the night. The sing-song voice is unmistakably that of a young girl. My line of sight focuses on the top of the hill. There. I don't know when the sky is cleared, but the moon shines brightly in the night. The shadow is long and monstrous, like a demon in a picture book. Amidst the silhouette of the townscape through the late night gloom, something terrible stands. Berserker. Tosaka mumbles a word that I'm not familiar with. Even if I don't know what it means, I can tell that the giant is something different altogether. That thing isn't human. Then it's one of the beings called servants, just like Saber and the others. Nochmal der Hinweis, sie ist die ältere von den beiden. The girl says, smiling. The innocence sends a chill down my spine. The dissonance between her and that monstrous shape behind her makes me feel like I'm living a nightmare. What I said earlier about a chill down my spine is underselling it. The chill reaches every part of me, deep into my consciousness. That thing is a monster. I'm not even looking directly at it, but its very presence is making it hard to move.
驚いた。単純な能力だけならセイバー以上じゃない、あれ。
She clicks her tongue and glares at the monster above us. From her back alone, I can tell she is just as terrified as I am, but also determined not to lose to that thing.
あれは力押しでなんとかなる相手じゃない。ここはあなた本来の戦い方に徹するべきよ。
Her voice is barely more than a whisper. The materialist knight gives us response.
了解した。だが守りはどうする？リンではあれの突進は防げまい。
こっちは3人よ。しのぐだけなら何とでもなるわ。
He must have nodded to that. The presence hanging around Tosaka vanishes instantly.
エミヤ君、逃げるか戦うかはあなたの自由よ。けど、できるなら何とか逃げなさい。相談は済んだ。なら、始めちゃっていい？
Ja, Ilya ist so cool. Also allgemein, die Charaktere sind einfach so gut geschrieben. A playful laugh. The girl gives a polite bow, incongruous to this entire situation.
はじめまして、リン。私はイリア。イリアス・フィール・フォン・アインツベルって言えばわかるでしょ？アインツベル。
She seems familiar with the name and wavers in place. The girl smiles happily in response to Tosaka's reaction and says,
じゃあ殺すね。やっちゃえ、バーサーカー。
She croons to the monster behind her. The gigantic figure flies through the air. This berserker comes tearing down from the top of the hill almost faster than I can follow.
シロ、下がって。
In the moonlight, A shower of bullet things rain onto the unrushing giant like shooting stars. So this is supernatural accuracy at work. The silver lights peppering the giant arrows. You're probably underselling it though. It's more like strafing fire from a machine gun. Each blow is powerful enough to pierce bedrock. 8 shots of that. The barrage is more than powerful enough to reduce a house to smoking rubble.
嘘、聞いていない。
The giant is completely unaffected. The two swords clash. The massive sword wielded by the berserker amid a hail of arrows, and the sword of Saber rushes to meet him, collide with a deafening clang, sending sparks flying. The two blades strain against each other. In spite of Berserker's overwhelming strength, Saber does not give ground. Silver lights flash through the darkness. Just how much magical energy is stored inside that small body of hers. She's clearly weaker, but she doesn't budge an inch. She blocks, parries, and cuts through the whirlwind of attack from the giant massive sword. The spectacle takes my breath away, and I'm not alone in that. Tosaka and the giant's master stand beside me, watching in fascination as the fight unfolds. Another silver light flashes across the battlefield in response to Tosaka's command. It rides viciously into the giant's temple. Archer's arrow impacts the giant with all the force of an artillery shell. No matter how strong the giant might be, there's no way that won't do some real damage. Saber follows up with a slash from her invincible sword. However, a savage counterattack strikes with such force that Saber is sent flying. Saber slides across the asphalt. The black whirlwind surges after her. Silver lights burst all around in attempts to obstruct the whirlwind. It does nothing. 3 arrows strike the giant's forehead with perfect precision only to disappear. The giant does not stop. Saber catches his attack on her blade. Saber, my scream does nothing. The sheer force of Berserker's blow is such that even though Saber blocks it, she's slammed to the ground with a tremendous thud. Is she feeling dizzy? Saber's on her knees, not moving. The girl's voice echoes across the battlefield. The black giant charges towards Saber with terrifying speed. Tosaka yells as she starts running. She must be intending to help Saber. Tosaka runs up the hill and takes what looks like a rock in hand. Pressure shackles off of the heel. She throws obsidian stones into the air and a storm of silver light rains from the sky. The attack doesn't even slow Berserker's charge. What a monster. Even I can see how absurdly strong he is now. Strong isn't even a big enough word for that monster. It must be protected by some kind of law of immortality woven with an insane amount of magical energy. The girl's voice carries clearly to me. The giant swings his huge sword, and Saber blocks bravely, but the force of the blow flings her away once again. She's blown away dozens of meters up the hill. Also, das hier sieht ja auch schon leicht demoliert aus. Ich stelle mir gerade vor, erstens, wie können die Anwohner dabei schlafen bei dem Spaß? Zweitens, wie werden die reagieren, wenn die morgens aus dem Haus kommen und das sehen? Wie erklärst du das der Versicherung? Saber is sent in a perfectly straight line like a pitcher's fastball before smashing into the barren road. She must be dead. She might have survived one blow, but there's no way she's okay after receiving 2 blows from that giant laird's sword. No chance. The dark ribbon surges toward her. It is already over. Hasn't that thing had enough? Still, the monstrous thing charges across the barren road. She's going to die. Even if somehow Saber is still alive, she will die here and now. And, so long as I'm here, I'm dead too. I can't see Tosaka, but I can hear her. She went after Berserker, even after this monster is unscathed from so many powerful attacks. She means to keep fighting it. Go after them. I couldn't do anything, even if I wanted to, I know that. But even now, I can still feel her hand in mine. I told her we should do our best. She shook my hand when I offered it, so... well, isn't that obvious? If I climb up the hill and chase after the giant, I will be killed. I suppress a tremble and sprint up the hill as fast as I can. Saber! I run into the barren land, and then what I see defies my all expectations. A tombstone goes flying every time the giant roars and swings his massive sword. He splits tombstones in two. In the midst of that, a knight dashes undaunted through the storm of tombstones. That monstrous cleaver weaves a raging storm around the giant. Tombstone crash together in a deafening cacophony. In the center of the storm, Saber fights Berserker, matching his power, if not exceeding it. The positions have reversed. She's using her much smaller size to her advantage. Berserker is so large that he's hindered by all the obstacles around him. Saber is able to move around freely, darting between them. These obstacles are trivial to something as strong as Berserker, but it's more than nothing. It's a small advantage, but in a battle like this, even that small advantage is tipping the balance in the other direction now. Huh? What?
何考えてんのよあんた。逃げろって言ったでしょ。それとも何？もしかして聞こえなかったわけ？
She is absolutely fuming. I heard you, but I can't just run away, right?
はあ？なんでそういうわけにもいかないなんて結論が出るのよ。エミヤ君は戦う手段がないんだから、いるだけ邪魔ってわからない？いろいろやって死ぬんならしょうがないけど、何もせずにやられちゃったら無駄死にってもんじゃない。
She's pissed. I don't know why, but Tosaka is furious. Weirdly, I'm not upset about how she's yelling at me. Hey, is that really something for you to get mad about if I die even in vain? It's not really your problem, is it, Tosaka?
関係あるわよ。今日一杯は見逃してあげるって言ったんだから、ちゃんと家に帰ってもらわないと困るの、私が。
And now I'm even more confused. Tosaka really puts up a front and school.
たく、とにかくまだ無事なんだから、今のうちに逃げなさい。あのイリアスフィールってガキ、本気で私たちを皆殺しにするつもりだろうから。
I know that, but I'm not running away. Saber is still fighting, and I won't leave her.
それは一人前のセリフよ。何の援護もできないあなたがいても無駄死にするだけでしょ。これが最後よ。いいから早く逃げなさい。
No way, there has to be something I can do as long as I'm alive. Plus, Tosaka, would you make someone else do something you can't? Tosaka stares at me, her expression serious.
そうね。自分にできないことをあなたに強制するなんて恥知らずはこっちだった。
She looks away.
確かに逃げる必要はないかもね。あの調子じゃセイバーは負けないだろうし。
Tosaka appears at the cemetery from behind a tree. Ich würde sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich jetzt diese Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.